Hi, my name is Alina Ochoa, and this is my language and cultural contact, the first one. So, this is how I split my time for the contact hours. I watched a Frida Kahlo documentary in Spanish on YouTube for 30 minutes. I watched La Cocina de Carla, Despierta America on YouTube for 30 minutes. I went to the Eat Right Pro website, spent an hour on there reading 2 articles. And then I also watched Puertas a Más Allá, the TV show on Hulu, for 2 hours. So for the first one, I watched the Frida documentary on YouTube, and the terminology I found were a little bit difficult. I had to Google a lot, and it took me a while to get through the documentary. But some good terminology I found were consecuencias catastróficas, which means catastrophic consequences. Chocó con un tranvía means crashed into a tram. Nos botó hacia adelante y a mí la pasamonos me atravesó como la espalda un toro. It threw us forward, and to me, the handrails pierced me like the back of a bull. I really like this phrase because it explained exactly what happened to her during the accident and how she felt. So that's why I put it in there. And then costillas rotas means broken ribs. Dislocados y aplazados means dislocated and crushed. Nuances that I noticed in here were that the Mexican culture is very expressive throughout. It's very family emphasized. Her family always encouraged her and pushed her to do art and express herself through that. I also noticed that infertility is a very serious issue. Families are very devastated when they find out their kids are infertile, or the kid themselves, like Frida, found out she was infertile and was very devastated. Another nuance I learned was passion in art and love. They're very passionate about how they show their art and how they show love. It's all touchy-feely, as opposed to American culture that we're a little bit more distant, I feel. We're not as very close to each other. And meal gathering are social events. I feel like in the US, they're not really social events. I don't really see many people eating together in meal times or making a big event out of it every time anymore. So another show I watched was La Cocina de Carla, Despierta America. It's like a Good Morning America, and this is like a segment that they have on there. I watched 2 YouTube videos on the segment, and some terminology I found was lo vas a probar, means you're going to try it. Usted puedes hacer lo que más le gusta. You can make it however you like most. Mezclar means to mix. Con ganas is with desire. El platillo favorito means favorite dish. Al gusto means to your liking. And grados means degrees. These are just kitchen phrases that I noticed while watching it. And the nuances were that they're completely different from American shows, where they're a little bit more serious on American shows, not as excited, or it comes off very a little bit more fake, I'd say. It's not as real. This felt like everyone was a family, and it seemed very fun and welcoming. Even the host, Carla, was very sassy, and in one of the episodes, she was very flirty with her guest. But again, it's all very lighthearted, and no one's taking it overly or too seriously. And then dancing is a big part of the culture. At the beginning of one of the episodes, everyone was dancing all together. I don't see that here at all. And another I read or got the hour, so is Eat Right Pro. So I read 2 articles where they had an English and a Spanish version. So I read the Spanish version, and it was about emphasizing on family health and family weight, or healthy weight. So a couple of terminology I found were saludables, which means healthy, sabrosos, which means delicious, calientados, está en el microondas, which means heat in the microwave. Espolvorea palomitas, means sprinkle popcorn. Tuesta un panecillo, means toast a bun. Buena alimentación y el peso saludable. That was actually one of the titles for the articles. It means good food and healthy weight. Sírvase porciones adecuadas, means serve yourself adequate portions. And bajos en calorías means low in calories. And then there was the nuances I noticed were emphasis on family health and healthy weights. I think mainly because the Hispanic culture or the Hispanic population has a trend to be more on the obese side. So that's why they were focusing on targeting Latinos on Eat Right Pro. And the last one I used my hours for were Puertas al Más Allá, which means Gates to the Afterlife. It was a spooky show on Hulu I decided to watch about spirits. They just reenact stories that people tell, and this one was a story that took place in Mexico. So terminology I found was muy padre, which means very cool, sensaciones extrañas, which means strange sensations, te pasa algo, is something happening to you, and then some professions or profesiones I found were abogado and administración pública, which means lawyer and public administrator. Pesadilla means nightmare. Espíritu maligno means evil spirit. And arañado means scratched. And the nuances I noticed were religion, superstition, and the family was very tight-knit. And it was the religion part, I kept noticing there was Virgin Marys everywhere. And I also noticed that within my own family from Mexico, my grandma will have Virgin Mary everywhere. And they're also very superstitious, just like those in the TV show. And that's everything. Thanks.